Gareth, 7 years down the line from that special couple of games against Bristol, they're back here for the first time in a league game, and what's your thoughts ahead of it, or what are you expecting?
Yeah, well, we're expecting, a tough game. They're obviously fighting for their lives at the minute, and we're in a bit of a different position. We're obviously trying to collect as many points as possible to get ourselves as far up the table as we can in our hunt to try and hunt down a home semi-final. So it is a wee bit different than the last time we met, but there's going to be a lot of supporters coming down here. It's going to be a sellout, all being well, and hopefully it'll make for a really good, entertaining game of rugby.
Reflect on that 2 legs from all those years ago. For you in particular, it's probably one of the games that really sticks out in your whole career.
Yes, it is. I think the 2 games really. I think anybody who was involved in those games was it was an exciting time because it was brand new. Obviously, with the new playoff system that was in place that time, the crowd, I can remember, was right up there. The stadium has obviously got a little bit bigger from then, but the noise levels was definitely up, and it was a really exciting night whenever we played here. First of all, and to win the game, albeit by 3 points, it gave us a good place to go whenever we went up to Bristol the following week, and that was obviously a big night for not just us on the field and people who've put a lot of hard work into the club, but a lot of supporters and stuff, that we actually got to make that step, and it was a great few days later as well.
I was going to say that was the start of the Premiership journey, but now all these years down the line, it's a whole different scenario, different atmosphere, everything, and you're seen as a different side now, aren't you? Your team are fighting for honours and challenging at the very top.
Yes, we are, and I think it's credit to a lot of guys doing a lot of hard work, right from the coaching staff, right from the guys at the top, building a squad. We've got a squad together now which is phenomenal. We could put out a couple of teams that would challenge most Premiership teams, which is great. Every training session we have is really, the intensity levels are right there, and we're pushing ourselves to only be better, and if you don't perform in the training field, you don't get an opportunity to play at the weekend. So every time you get a chance, you've got to really, put your hand up.
As you said, Bristol fighting for their lives to stay in this division, and that's going to make them a real threat this weekend.
Oh, of course it is, so they're going to have to come here and try and take everything off us, and we're very aware of that. They're going to come, especially in the first quarter of the game, and we've got to really be at it, because we haven't really been at it. The last few weeks has been a bit of a work on for us, and hopefully, if we can get the intensity levels, almost set the intensity ourselves, we'll look to impose our game on top of them, and then we'll hopefully have a good afternoon.
33 years young today, but 10 of those years, almost 10 of those years have been here, and next year, testimonial year for you, and some big news you're going to tell us about.
Yeah, so it's very exciting, actually very poignant that you're talking about the Bristol game. We're bringing the championship squad back together that won promotion, which is very exciting. We've got 35 of those guys are hopefully going to tog out, and we're looking for a good family fun day on the 12th of August, and the opposition we've got is the classic Lions, so very excited to have those guys on board, and there'll be a few interesting names in there as well. So we're looking for hopefully a good day here at Sandy Park, good family fun day right throughout the day, and hopefully it'll lead into a really good fixture.
As you say, bringing back all the guys from that year of 2010, but even some that can't play for various reasons now, but you're going to have the likes of Tommy Hayes, James Hanks, potentially Chad Slade, Chris Budgeon, the names go on.
It's very exciting. It's been an interesting last 4 weeks. I've been making a lot of phone calls, and it's been very nice to catch up with a lot of guys that I haven't spoke to for a few years, albeit a lot of guys will be expecting an extra size on their shirt or their shorts or whatever, but they're all very excited about getting back and run about out here at Sandy Park, and just to be back in the change room with a group of guys, I'm sure it'll bring back a few memories of a very special night in all of our careers, and it's something to look forward to, and it'll be hopefully an exciting day, not just for myself but for those boys and for everyone who comes along to support it.
And for you, a testimonial year. It's huge, faith that the club have shown in you, but it's the time for fans to pay back, and you've done a nice bit with them over the years, and it'll be a great year for you. A lot of events, I'd imagine. Yes,
there's a few events we're putting on. The first one really is on the 12th of August is the game, and we're hoping to have a good weekend of events, all being well with that, and throughout the year we'll have a few events that we'll put on for people to hopefully get out and support. We've got a couple of good charities there, and the Macmillan Cancer Support and obviously the Exeter Foundation, 2 very poignant charities that we're looking to support there, so hopefully we can raise a bit of money for them as well. And so I'm obviously very privileged and honoured to be in this position where, you know, for the club to give me this opportunity, and you know, it's as much as it's a nice thing for me, it's you know, I still think this as a real honour to be at this club, and I've loved my time here, and hopefully I'm not done yet, and I've got a couple more years after it. Maybe we'll see how the body holds up, but I think you say 33 today, it's a wee bit maybe tougher, but no, I'm still enjoying my rugby and stuff, so it's an interesting year, but there's a lot to be played before then.